Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Teddi Mellencamp's home target of burglaries in area. Former The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Teddi Mellencamp's home was the target of a burglary this week. It turns out she wasn't the only one in the area, either. It was an attempted burglary that happened sometime during the night hours last night. There were people home at Teddi's house last night when an attempted burglary went down. It is unknown if Teddi was actually there or not. Los Angeles Police Department said a call came in about 10:15 p.m. and they were dispatched out there. The suspects didn't actually obtain full access to the home, luckily. They did go into the garage and it is unknown if they took anything. The suspects were two males in black hoodies who were in a black BMW. They did get away. There was also another attempted burglary in the area about 1:30 a.m. so several hours later. So far, Teddi Mellencamp hasn't had anything to say about this situation at her home. The neighborhood has already been worried about their safety due to the killings of the American Idol executive and her husband. Over 200 Encino residents packed the Encino Community Center Monday night to talk about it and express their concern. Then it was later that night that the attempted burglaries happened in the same area. It has been reported that the suspect in their killings used their own gun to murder them. Raymond Budarian, 22, was arrested for the murders. LAPD Deputy Chief Marla Fatelli spoke out at the meeting saying, "We're having phenomenal numbers on crime reduction. That being said, when two wonderful people end up dead in their own home, those crime statistics fall kind of flat. They have stepped up patrol in the area, which has to make the residents feel a bit safer. Hopefully, nothing else happens in the area to leave reason for concern. Some residents do feel like their area is being targeted and that it isn't safe anymore." Teddi isn't saying anything and it is unknown if she went to the meeting on Monday night. Do you feel like Encino residents have something to be worried about at this time? Do you feel like Teddi Mellencamp needs some security? Sound off in the comments below on your thoughts and don't miss The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when it returns to Bravo with new episodes. Teddi Mellencamp had never been one to sit still. Even as a child growing up under the shadow of legendary rock star John Mellencamp, she possessed a spark that seemed determined to shape its own trajectory. Where her father perfected chords, lyrics, and stage lights, Teddi found her energy in movement, accountability, and the small victories that added up to a life built from purpose rather than spotlight. What fans saw on screen later in her life was just one version of Teddi, a woman honest to a fault, determined, sometimes misunderstood, yet unwilling to apologize for the drive that propelled her forward. But her story was far from glamour alone. It was built on setbacks, reinvention, and the discovery that identity isn't inherited. It is forged. The foundation beneath the name. Being the daughter of a legendary musician offered Teddi a window into a world of creative chaos. But while concerts and artistic vibrance could have impressed upon her the desire for fame, Teddi's heart leaned elsewhere. A passion for structure and discipline took root early, especially after she began horseback riding. The equestrian world became her sanctuary, a place where her father's fame dissolved into dust and distance. There were no cameras, no microphones, no screaming crowds. Just the horse, the saddle, and the certainty that well-earned skill always spoke louder than appearances. In those early years, Teddi learned discipline. She learned humility. Falling from a horse teaches one to get back up quickly, because hesitation has consequences. She discovered ambition, and with that ambition came clarity. She wanted a life defined not by her surname, but by her own grit. An unexpected path. Eventually, the path that led her to television wasn't one she mapped out with intention. Like many journeys, it unfolded gradually. Marriage and motherhood reshaped her understanding of herself. Teddi found strength not only in raising her 3 children but in embracing the messy, imperfect nature of real life. She began to understand that authenticity didn't need polish. It only needed honesty. That honesty became her signature. As she built her accountability coaching program, she found a calling in guiding others toward discipline and self-confidence. Her approach was direct, sometimes brusque, but never insincere. Critics may have questioned her methods, but the people she helped saw results. And that, she believed, mattered more than perception. Entering the Bravo universe. When the producers of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills came knocking, Teddi hesitated. She didn't consider herself the archetype of a reality star. She wasn't driven by extravagance or social hierarchy. If anything, she preferred early morning workouts over late-night parties. Yet she also knew that opportunities arrived for a reason. Perhaps this was another lesson her father had passed along without meaning to: when life hands you a stage, it's up to you how to use it. Her arrival on Rabe was a jolt, a blend of grounded rationality and stubbornness that both complemented and clashed with the ensemble cast. Viewers either admired her directness or criticized it, but she never seemed interested in pleasing everyone. She held people accountable, pushed them toward truth, and, sometimes, found herself engulfed in the very dramas she tried to defuse. Her relationships on the show shifted season by season. Her bond with Kyle Richards strengthened, built on humor and shared understanding. Others found her inflexible, too earnest, even confrontational. Teddi herself accepted that being honest was rarely the easiest path, but she refused to trade integrity for popularity. The weight of public scrutiny. Reality television exposed Teddi to a new level of criticism. In the coaching world, she preached self-improvement. But on screen, every misstep became amplified. Viewers questioned her motives, her methods, even her personality. The public can be unforgiving, especially to a woman who refuses to soften her edges. Even then, Teddi maintained perspective. Every critique taught her something. Every negative comment offered an opportunity to reflect. She never claimed perfection, but she remained committed to bettering herself and helping others do the same. Accountability was uncomfortable, and she knew it. But discomfort, she believed, was the birthplace of growth. When her run on Rabe came to an end, she didn't mourn the spotlight. She acknowledged it as a chapter, a meaningful one, but not the whole book. There were other places she wanted to go, other goals she wanted to pursue. Reinvention, again. After departing the show, Teddi turned her focus toward family, health, media, and advocacy. She continued her coaching, refining her programs, expanding her message. She launched a podcast, embracing conversations that were candid, humorous, and deeply human. She opened up about motherhood, marriage, friendships, and insecurities, not as someone preaching perfection, but as someone walking the same difficult road as everyone else. In sharing her melanoma diagnosis, she took her transparency to a deeper level. Vulnerability ceased to be a buzzword and became a lifeline. She encouraged people to get screened, to take their health seriously, to show up for themselves even when fear threatened to paralyze them. Her fight became a symbol of strength, not because she presented herself as fearless, but because she confronted danger with honesty. Her advocacy resonated. She transformed a personal battle into communal awareness. And through it, she evolved yet again, defining herself on her own terms. Today, Teddi Mellencamp represents a blend of tenacity and vulnerability. She embodies transformation not as a neat before and after narrative, but as something ongoing. Her life reflects the belief that evolution has no finish line. The discipline she learned as a child, the lessons of motherhood, the pressure of public scrutiny, and the rawness of health struggles have all combined to shape a woman who refuses to be minimized by stereotype or spectator. She is a mother, a wife, a coach, a host, a survivor. She is her father's daughter, but more importantly, she is herself. A woman who understands that worth is not inherited, it is carved from persistence, honesty, and the willingness to face both triumph and criticism with equal courage. In a world obsessed with polish and perfection, Teddi Mellencamp's greatest contribution may be her insistence on truth. Not the glamorous truth sold in glossy magazines. The real truth, fluttering, flawed, and always in motion. She reminds us that accountability is not punishment. It is liberation. That growth isn't linear. And that, sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is stand still long enough to say, "This is who I am." Not because you asked, but because I choose to. And that, in the end, is the legacy Teddi Mellencamp continues to write every single day.